square eyes or round eyes? This has been a debate in my HD Minecraft resource pack for a little bit now. The current situation is that we decided to keep the eyes on the mob square to keep that Minecrafty feel and to keep things from looking too weird. This seems straightforward, but gets a little bit convoluted when you take into account mob items like the fish buckets that we just did. For example, although we haven't yet textured the axolotl mob, we know that the bucket texture has the same face. And since when we do the mob, the eyes will be square, it only makes sense for us to also make them square on the bucket, as it would be a bit weird to have a square and round version of the same texture. However, when it comes to something like the pufferfish bucket, it does not use the same texture as the mob, and instead it's based on the item texture, which we decided to give round eyes because it's not a mob. That leaves us with bucketed fish that have both square and round eyes, which, although following the pack's logic, is leaving us with a bit of a mismatch situation that I'm starting to realize is just not working. Another comment that I received on the axolotl bucket that I also agreed with was that giving the arms a bit of a bend, although realistic to axolotls in real life, took away a bit of the texture's charm, and that the fingers were looking a little weird. So first thing that I did was straighten them out and remake the fingers to be a little bit more realistic, which I think was definitely an improvement. In a similar situation, although the squared off head of the axolotl makes sense for the mob, it wasn't really a fan favorite. I did my best to replicate the real axolotl's head shape while also making sure to get the same sort of coverage that we have on the vanilla texture. Along with that, we also got to include those rounded eyes, and things are looking a lot better if you ask me. Another big offender here was the tadpole bucket. So again, I went and sort of rounded out the head and the eyes, and I also redid the tail while I was at it. Finally, although you guys seem to really like the X on the cooked cod, somebody pointed out that the uncooked cod in this situation would also be dead, so it only makes sense for it to also have X eyes, which I agree with and went ahead and fixed. So here's where we started, and here's where we're at. Let me know what you guys think. The pack is called Prime's HD Textures, but you probably know that by now.